Hi everyone, today's video I am really excited about making, and it's actually been requested quite a few times, so I love making videos that y'all request, and that's why I always ask for requests. But anyway, today's video is going to be my makeup inventory for like a midway update. So I try to do these in January and July, but obviously this July was just a little bit crazy and I wasn't able to make it, so it's a little bit late. I don't have the exact date I made the last one, but it was at the beginning of January of 2018. Now I do have an entire playlist of different makeup inventories, and I'll link that down below in case you're interested in seeing it, so you can kind of sort of see the progress of where I started versus where I am now. And if you're new to these kind of videos, what it is it's just how much makeup I own. Now everyone does it a little bit differently, and that's cool, you do you. I try to do as few categories as possible, just because I feel like when you break it up too much, like people will do glowy blushes and matte blushes and blushes in palettes and single blushes, and if you subdivide it too much, at least in my personal opinion and for me and how my brain works, you're kind of justifying having more than what you, or not justifying, but you're skewing your results. And you're saying like, oh, I mean, I only have 20 blushes and palettes. 20 blushes is kind of a lot, but that's not ridiculous. Yeah, but that's just one subset of all the blush. So I kind of add everything together. So I do have some like full face palettes that include blushes and eyeshadows. So I've divided them. So when I tell you blush, that's every single blush I own, no matter how it is. I also include samples. So for example, I have this little sample card of these Bobbi Brown lipsticks. Now these are 2 different shades, and these are 2 different lip products for me. So I count every single thing as one. That's just the easiest thing for me. Some people do half sizes, some people don't count samples. Whatever works for you, you do you. That's just how I like it, because again, I feel like it gives me a really accurate representation of what I own, and it also kind of encourages me to use up my samples because I need to use those up as well. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start. So I'll tell you what I had last time and what I have now. So again, last time was in January, and a lot of these, actually almost all of these numbers have gone down, and gone down quite a bit. And that's because I have done a huge declutter on my channel for the first time ever. I moved to Ohio recently, and so I wanted to get a lot of my makeup out. So if you're interested in seeing any of those declutter videos, I'll link the entire playlist down below so you can really see what I've gotten rid of, and it'll also give you a good idea of my collection. So with all that said, let's just go ahead and get into it. So first I'm going to start with face primers, and again, this does include individual like samples. So in January I had 12, and now I have 15. And one of the reasons why it went up, I have used up quite a few face primers, but I did get this little sampler with 4. So that's 4 face primers that I've added to my collection, which did not help. But anyway, I'm at 15. Now for base products, in the past I have separated them from foundation and BB cream, so that was 2 categories. I decided to just combine them into one. So in January I had 34 foundations and 3 BB creams, making a total of 37, and now I have 21 foundations. But again, I do have quite a few of these little singular, I don't know, 1 or 2 use packets. So I think if I can kind of hunker down and get some use out of those, then I'll have that number at an even more realistic amount. Though 21, I mean, it's a lot, but it's not ridiculous, and it's almost half of what I had last time. So for concealer, last time I had 26, and this time I have 22. So 22 is a little bit less. Again, I didn't declutter a lot of concealers, and I do have a concealer palette that has 16, and that's where a lot of that comes in. For powders, so this face primer powders, I went from 27 down to 18. So that's pretty good. I got like really into powders all of a sudden. I don't know, I really like them. Which is kind of funny because I do have normal to dry skin, but I like a glowy powder. I have some Guerlain Meteorites. That's what I have on my face today, and I'm obsessed with those. And I also really liked the Besame Snow White powder. So yeah, I really started liking powders, but I still have 18, which I feel like is a lot, but it's okay, especially because again, some of those are smaller sample sizes. And I go through a full-size powder takes about 3 months to use up. Next, we have blush. I have a lot of blush. I have too much blush, if we're being honest. But I like it, and I think it's fun. I feel like I have a lot of things that look pretty similar, but you know, you do what you do. So last time I had 75, and now I'm down to 66. So that's 9 less, which still 66 is way too many blushes, and that's a ton. But if you've ever tried to like pan a blush, then you know they take forever and a day. And that also includes cream and powder blushes, so that makes it a little bit better to me, but still, it's a lot. Next, we have bronzers, and I went from 30 to 19. So I have almost half as many bronzers. I don't love bronzers. I feel like I don't really need that many. I feel like 19 is still quite a bit to have. Highlighters. Now, I do love me some highlighters, and I've actually got my sister addicted to highlighters. She is all about, like, I swear she would, like, bathe in highlighter if she could. Last time I had 49, and this time I have 38. So, again, 11 less. That's pretty good, but it takes a long time to use up a highlighter, so we'll see about that. Then I have eye primers. So these are just like Primer Potion, Lorac Behind the Scenes, things like that. And they have no color. So I went from 10 last time to 6 this time. So that's pretty good. I think I used up a couple. I had some samples that I used up. So, you know, we do what we do. For cream eyeshadows. Now, I feel like cream shadows are one of those things that people don't really use anymore, but I personally love them. I think that they add a lot to an eyeshadow look. I'm a big fan. And last time I had 49, and this time I have 30. So that's like a third less, which is pretty good. Still a lot. 30 cream eyeshadows is a lot because it takes a long time. Next, we have pigments and glitters. I love these. I have become obsessed with the Stila Glitter and Glows. I want to own every single one. I love pigments. I feel like as long as you buy like the right shade, you know, I'm not like gonna buy like a matte black pigment. Like, no, I want like something that's really stunning, like a great lid shade. I just love them. But last time I had 46, and at this point I have 35. So I've gone down on that, and I actually was afraid to go up because of the Stila Glitter and Glows, but I've gone down quite a bit, so that's good. Next, for single eyeshadows. Now, I got rid of a ton of single eyeshadows in my declutters because, again, I'm not going to reach for a single eyeshadow unless it's a really standout shade, something that makes me want to reach for it. Instead, I'd rather just use something in a palette. So I went from 54 down to 28, which is almost half, and I feel pretty good about that. I feel like that was good. But 28 is still quite a bit, I know. Next, we have gel or liquid eyeliners, and that includes black and glitter. So like today I have on a Too Faced glitter pop liner. In case you see that little bit of glitter, that's from Too Faced. And last time I had 20, and now I have 14. I think that's okay. I have quite a few just like black liquid liners, and I don't feel like I need that many, but I do love this like glittery look. I feel like it adds a lot. It's kind of fun. So I'd kind of like to have more colorful glitter things, but less just black. Next, we have mascaras, and I had 28 last time, and now I have 21, but only one of those is open, so I feel like that makes it a little bit better. I used to have a ton of mascaras open. I really try hard to just have like one, maybe two open at a time. Next, we have eyeliner. So this is just pencil eyeliners. Last time I had 55, which is just way too many, especially because it takes me forever to use up pencil liners because I pretty much just use them in the waterline. So it's not a lot of use. Now I have 34, so again, that's a lot. I don't feel like I need 34. I feel like I have a lot of black and browns that I don't really need. I've been using this. This is a light purple actually in my eye, like my waterline. I don't know if you can tell, but it's not like a nude or a white. It's a light purple, and I really like that. It's from Annabelle. I got it when I was in Canada. But anyway, so I have 34, which is still quite a bit. Next, we have eyebrow items. Now, I got rid of a lot of sample eyebrows, so that did help my numbers quite a bit. I went from 16 eyebrow products down to 6, which is a lot less. And I've been using those, and I also have kind of discovered I just really like an eyeshadow. Like, give me a deep brown eyeshadow, I'll use that, and a clear brow gel, I'm happy. I also really like the Gimme Brow. I'm a big fan of the way that looks on my eyebrows. I have pretty decent natural brows, so I don't think I have to do a ton to them, but I like to add a little bit just to make it a little more uniform. I also tend to wear a lot of eyeshadow, so I feel like it kind of balances out my face. But 6 is a good amount. I'm totally cool with that. Next, for eyeshadow palettes. So for me, a palette is something that has 5 eyeshadows or more. And I went from 64 down to 44. So that's a nice decrease in size, but that's still quite a lot of eyeshadow. 44 eyeshadow palettes is ridiculous, especially when you consider I started this Pan That palette. I'll link my whole Project Pan playlist down below in case you want to see maybe my Pan That palette or just kind of see how quickly I can go through makeup. I started this January 15th, and I already had pan in one eyeshadow. Today it is August 11th, and that's my progress. Now, I mean, I've gotten some good use out of things. We've got a lot of pan. I still haven't used up a single eyeshadow. I don't need 44 of these guys. That's a little bit ridiculous, but I love eyeshadow. Eyeshadow's my favorite. Now I have duos, trios, and quads. I don't love duos, trios, and quads. I very, very, very rarely reach for them. Like I said, they have to be something really unique or really cool. And I went from 32 down to 10. So I feel like that's pretty good. 10 is still a little more than I'd like to have, honestly, but it's not ridiculous. I don't feel like stupid having that many. Now, I actually counted the number of individual pans in that eyeshadow. So, in my eye palettes and my duos, trios, and quads. So, like a duo has 2. An eyeshadow palette like that, Lorac one, had 16. And I counted that between my duos all the way up to my eye palettes that have, like, I think 24 is the most I have. I have 669 eyeshadows, which is quite a bit. Now, if you also incorporate my number of single eyeshadows, that means that I have the total number of eyeshadows is 697, not including pigments and glitters. That's a lot. That's a lot. More than I would ever need or go through. So I feel like I need to try to remember that. It's really easy, especially watching hauls or new things coming out, or just going to, I'm now in Ohio. So in Savannah, I had a really janky Ulta and a Sephora inside JCPenney. People were always rude. Everything was always like touched and really used and not nice. So I didn't really enjoy shopping there. But now in my new, in Ohio, we have such nice stuff. So it's going to be even harder and more tempting. But that being said, I need to remember these numbers. 697 eyeshadows is way more than I could ever need. Next, for lip treatments. So this is just like chapsticks and things like that. Excuse me. Last time I had 16 and this time I have 11. So I feel like that's not bad. That doesn't include like lip scrubs. It just like, you know, chapsticks. For lip liners, last time I had 8 and this time I have 13. So I actually went up on lip liners. It's one of the few things I went up on, but I don't mind that because I like lip liner. I like the way it looks. I don't feel like I have that many. I don't feel like I have that many color options. And so I don't feel bad about owning 13 lip liners, though it seems high. It seems like I don't own that many, but I guess I'll do. Next, we will go with lip glosses. So I have lip gloss and lipstick. The way I determined that, lip gloss is something I'd put over something. Lipstick is something that I'd put on as the base layer. That's just how I did it. I might eventually just go to lip products and just combine it into one. I'm not sure. But last time for lip gloss, I had 93. And now I have 56. So that's a lot better. Especially because lip gloss isn't something I reach for that terribly much. I know they're getting more and more popular. I kind of think I might put on like a darker gloss today because I'm not sure how I feel about this lip with this whole thing. I think I might need a little bit more color. But still, it's not bad. Next, for lipsticks, didn't do so well with that. I went from 199 to 163, which is less, which is good, but still way too many. I've been working on the same liquid lipstick for months, and I'm still using it. So, you know, again, one of those things that I really need to be cognizant of when I go shopping. Like, girl, you don't need it. Calm down. Next, for nail polish. Now this is just like any kind of nail polish, you know, base coat, top coat, glitter, cream, whatever. Last time I had 145, which was a lot. Now I'm down to 105, which is still a lot. It takes a pretty decent amount of time to use up a nail polish, but I don't feel like that's horrible. I feel like it's better. I went from 3 little nail polish organizers. Well, I was really 2. I had 1 full size and 2 half sizes. I got rid of the 2 half sizes, so I just have that 1 now. And I've got some space to fill it up if I really find something I want. Like, I found, you know, that really popular, like, light purple with a blue flash. Similar, this ottoman is kind of in my way. Similar to the look of, this is what, Sunset Cove? No, Sea Siren. You know, this purpley blue flash kind of thing that's really popular. I saw some some nail polish like that when I went to Sephora yesterday, and I really wanted it. I just think it'd be a nice thing for my collection. I don't have anything like it. So if I find some really unique things, I won't feel terrible about buying it, but 105 is a lot. I wouldn't mind having this. I'm looking up at my nail polish organizer. If I felt like every single shade was really unique and there was nothing overlapping, I wouldn't feel that bad about it, but I definitely don't feel like that's the case at the moment, so, you know. But 105. Now I have setting sprays. Last time I had 7, and now I have 2. I feel like 2 is perfectly fine. I'm not panning either one right now, but my kind of general rule is if I have something that I'm panning, I want to have at least one more of that. Partially as like a backup, but also because on the weekends, like today, I'm not using any project pan items. So if I only had one setting spray and I was panning it, that would mean I'd have to use it on the weekends anyway. So I'd kind of like to be able to have a little bit more variety because I like to have a lot of makeup, but more than that, I like to try out new things. So I feel like that's a good way to do it. But I have 2, and I feel like 2 is okay. Then we have body sprays. So these are like, you know, body sprays, not perfumes, but like the thinner like things. And I had 12 last time, and now I have 1. I got rid of the rest of them. I'm excited to only have 1. I do like that one. It's a Victoria's Secret one. But once it's gone, I'll have 0, and I'm cool with that. Perfume is one of the other few things that went up. However, I don't own a full-size perfume. I have 4 like rollerballs of Minnies that I all got for free, and then I have a bunch of the little perfume samples that again were all free. So I don't feel that bad about it going up. They were all free. And I do use it, so there you go. I use it every day, though John does not really like perfume. Not a fan. But anyway, I went from 40 last time to 48 this time, so it went up a bit. I'm okay with that. Then I did the number of items I own with pan in them. So if it's a powder product and I've hit pan, or a cream product and I've hit like the bottom of the jar. Last time it was 13, and now it's 16. So even though I have decreased a lot of what I own, I've hit more pan, which is good. That means that at least what I do have has more use out of it. So I'm okay with that. And last but not least, I have the total number of items I own. And the way I did this was I have a spreadsheet. I use it for my weekly product pan where it randomly will draw one item from my collection, like one pan of eyeshadow or one lipstick or whatever. And so I see how many items are on that. And last time I had 1,994. And at this point I'm at 1,453, which is a lot better, over 500 products less. I feel like that's really good. I do feel like I have a large collection. I feel like it could get smaller, but I also feel like I'm pretty good at rotating through and using what I have, which is the point. Especially after my last declutter, I feel like most of what I have, not everything. I still look at certain things and think I might do another declutter series like next spring, kind of like a spring cleaning kind of dealio. And I could see myself getting rid of some more. And obviously the goal for me especially is to use things up and really get my money's worth out of it and not be wasteful. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love these kind of videos. I know that some people show you their makeup. It just takes a lot of time. I know that sounds really lazy, but that's a lot of time. So I hope you don't mind just talking about the numbers. I don't mind watching videos like that. So I hope you're cool with that. And yeah, as always, if you have any questions, requests, suggestions, comments, go ahead and leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, I'll just see you all real soon. Bye.